This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pit Stop, where you, the pit crew, the mighty pit crew, you are the real star today's show. Thank you for being here on a Friday. Welcome to the Pit Stop, where we are here to talk about our favorite sport, hobby, common interest, that being sim racing and what's going on in the world of sim racing. Just to let you know, so we've moved the show Friday nights instead of Friday mornings. I've really enjoyed doing it at Friday night. I think we have a different tempo, a different atmosphere, and at this point I'm realizing we also have a different purpose or intent as well. So sure, we want to talk about the news. Sure. No rant. Nope, this is all excitement, Brad. No. So I realized that Friday night is a really good time for us to kick off the weekend. We're doing more and more racing in-house here at the Simpit. We're doing more and more community racing, and I think Friday has become a combination of getting the news and more importantly, having a place to hang out, which I got to tell you, we were talking a little bit about cabin fever during the pregame show, and I got to tell you, no rant. We're really lucky if you think about it. You know, we have each other. We have people that we get to talk to and communicate to. And you know, if you're a middle-aged guy, chances are, you know, it's like, yeah, your phone might show 100 people because you've met and known a lot of people over the years. But let's face it, you probably have a handful of friends who are your main A friends. And you probably talked all of their ears off by now. At least we still all have each other. So I think the tempo, the point of Friday's show is, yes, the news, but it's also the kickoff of the weekend, and it is us breaking away into Friday night fun. So right after the show, we are going to launch a room, and tonight we're going to be doing some NASCAR racing. Just one race tonight, but a little bit longer. NASCAR racing. We're going to do all the modern cup cars at Chicagoland. I'll give you all the details at the end of the show. So I'm calling myself middle-aged. I should be so lucky. That'd mean I'll live to be 102. Greg Cole, how you doing, Greg?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Happy Friday.
Thank you.
I told people we'd be interrupted by your coming in. You want to come give us a blue glove wave? No? No? Not going to happen, everybody. All right, so Saturday lunchtime there. Wow, you are so far ahead. The password is going to be Simpit 2020. Simpit 2020. If you find the room, it opens up at 6 or 57 minutes from now. So a couple of things. Mr. Thawman, you guys all should applaud and thank Mr. Thawman. Mr. Thawman is our inside reporter, giving us a lot of the news that we covered. He noticed that the last few weeks we've run way over our time trying to launch for 6 o'clock. So he decided from now on he's going to kind of cut things down to the most important news, and we're going to try to keep this show right on time. It's Simpit 2020. Anyway, all right, let's get into the news, talk about it. And by the way, if you see this thumbnail, the image over there, that image over there is showing you everything we have going on right here this weekend. That top picture, we've got the top right, we've got the Corvette versus the Aston Martin. And our GT series kicks off Sunday morning. On the upper left, you see the Cadillac there. That's right. Tomorrow, the Cadillac race, the Simpit patron race tomorrow is happening. That's going on tomorrow. And then tonight, right there beside me, the NASCAR Cup cars. So anyway, that is all those images are what we're going to be doing here as part of the Simpit group, starting off tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. So on with the news, what's going on in the world of sim racing. Not to be left out, again, I think at this point, I think my wig is contagious. Thank you, Devin. Oh, I cannot believe I didn't. You guys did. You missed the thumbnail. That's what you missed. You missed the Corvette, the Cadillac, and the Camry. Okay, so I think the new way I want to handle this, I've been giving thought with all of the esport, and now they're not even like our esport champions. They're happening fast and furious. I don't want to get bitter or jaded and start rejecting such news, but I don't want to sit around and dwell on them all either. I think the best thing that I can do, and you guys tell me I'm wrong here, but I think the best thing I could do is inform you of the events that are going on so that you can tune in and watch if it's something that you're interested in, or even better, tune in and participate in if it's something that you can run in. So April 7th through 9th, the Spring Fling iRacing event is set for live broadcasting on DirtOnDirt.com's Facebook page. $4,000 to win a sim race. The Schaefer's Spring Fling presented by VLR. They got our list of sponsors down here. It's going to be on LSR TV. And up to 180 drivers are going to participate in the event. It'll be a 3-night event that's been dubbed the biggest single iRacing dirt race ever, organized by Team VLR. The competition will include qualifying programs on Tuesday the 7th, Wednesday the 8th, and the grand finale on Thursday the 9th, topped by a 100-lap feature paying $4,000 to the winner. To win from a purse expected to exceed $13,000. So that's pretty major for the dirt side of things. What do you got to do to get in? Notable real-world drivers already entered in the event. Matt Costner, Mike McKinney, Zach Lenardi, who's a former World of Outlaws late model iRacing champion. Zach Lenardi is. Anyway, that could be very cool. Wicked Energy, I believe they make energy drinks. Anyway, that's being advertised at iRacing. Very, very cool. Happy birthday. Is it really your birthday? Happy birthday to you. Congratulations, Kath. Lionheart. Oh, one of our very own. George Sandman strikes first in the retro opener. There he is in his Orion. Team Orion, they go back. Every once in a while, a buddy of mine shows up. Some of my old school friends are coming out of the wet woodwork. Just last week, we saw my buddy Chris Generelli joining us in the GT1 race, I believe it was. One of my longtime friends, dating all the way back to when we were hanging out with a lot with the Orion guys, Frosty St. Clair, occasionally another friend of mine, Ray Polito. Anyway, George Sandman really goes back with this crew because he's been a longtime member of Orion Racing, which was kind of founded and run by a bunch of my good friends. And I was never quite good enough to be on their team, by the way, just so you know. Anyway, George Sandman picking up the win. Congratulations, George. And it's great seeing you out there. He is a pit crew member. Also getting a write-up. That was at iRacing, by the way. iRacing doing write-ups on Lionheart. Lionheart also posting Sandman striking first in the retro season opener. Just barely, too. Edging defending champion Ryan Otis by .021 seconds. That's pretty awesome. Wicked Thoughts. Isn't that a great name? Yeah, it is. It's one of those great names. Some people, man. Speaking of that group of friends, Chris Generelli, we were talking about another good friend of ours, and one, in my opinion, one of the greatest racing names ever. His name is, get ready for this, Barry Blocker. That's his real name, Barry Blocker. I'm like, man, you were born to race. Ask Climber how he did it. Climber, oh no! Oh, am I pouring salt on the wound? Climber, are you here? Show your face. Tell us what you did. Oh, Climber. And if you were leading the race and beating Sandman, that is an accomplishment right there to let it go. Oh, no, David Climber. What else? So the NTT, IndyCar Series stars, are set for IndyCar iRacing Challenge. Your best friend was a Ferrari. Oh, that'd be great. Cranky Pants asking me what I think of Half-Life Alyx. Let's finish. We'll come back to IndyCar because I'll forget. You know me, I'll forget. Blue blockers. Yeah, I will admit, Billy, I immediately thought of blue blockers. Yeah, help the show. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Throw in a comment. Love the hair. Hate the hair. Hair's got to go. Kill the hair. So if you guys are bored and at home and you're into VR, I have been one of those people. I'm kind of like yin yang on the fence, 50-50 when it comes to VR. I do believe VR is the future. However, anybody who in the present says, oh, I don't want VR, I'm not going to argue with you. You're right. If it's not for you, absolutely. And those who praise it and love it, you're right. And nobody can be wrong on this one. VR is intense and awesome. And it is, for the most part, if you were to like how many games that it is playable in versus how good they play, sim racing is hands down the best application. Because if you think about it, almost every game that supports VR supports it really well, and the VR is just awesome. And then flight sims come right behind it. The thing that everyone wants VR to work for, of course, are shooter games and things where you run around because you're in VR. And for the most part, those games have been a huge failure to me. I could say like Skyrim is inexcusable. For them to charge money for that, for me to pay money to throw up is just inexcusable. And I don't get motion sick, so you make a game that makes me that sick, and ugh. Anyway, Half-Life Alyx. Half-Life Alyx is maybe the best VR game I've ever played as far as just how it works with VR. It's built for VR. It has the best characters I've ever seen, and they're in VR, so they're it is a mind-blowing game, and then here's the best part. It does that, Joa. It's because I move it with my eyebrows is what's going on. Is golf good, Dirkquist? Is golf good? I have wondered if it would be good or if it would just be kind of weird. I don't know. Like when I've done previous, getting back to the Nintendo. What was the name of the Nintendo? I learned, like, if you're going to play bowling, you just need to flick your wrist. It wasn't really tracking all that well. Anyway, Half-Life Alyx is also, it's really scary. It's intense and scary. And so I find myself tippy-toeing through the game at this point in time. But the minute you turn it on, you're like, okay, this is good. Wii, thank you, Wii, yes, the Wii, yes. If you were playing tennis, it's like you didn't have to do this. You could just do that with your wrist, and it would, yeah, I highly recommend it. If you're into VR, and you like shooter games, and you're not too afraid, I recommend it. If you're really scared of things, I don't know. It's a spooky game, I think. Which Cup car for tonight? Your pick. It'll be the Camaro, the Mustang, or the Camry. We're running the modern big boy Cup cars. And I apologize to anybody who doesn't own them, because I every time I pick a series, a race, or any of these things, it comes with like a torn heart for me. Because I know if I pick something that somebody's not going to be able to own it or afford it or want to buy it, or they can't run the date or time that I'm selecting. So, yeah, exactly. If you're afraid of if you're afraid of things jumping out of you in the dark, then, ooh, good luck. Ever get caught playing with my Wii? Yeah, exactly. It'll scare you. So I'm playing Half-Life Alyx, and my brother would walk by me, and I'd feel cold air, and I'd be like, "Are you walking by me?" And it was like, "Don't freak me out right now." Agoraphobic as well. Yeah, it's a creepy game. All right, back to the news. NTT IndyCar Series stars set for IndyCar iRacing Challenge. A full field of NTT IndyCar Series drivers, including reigning series champ Joseph Newgarden and 2019 Indy 500 winner Simon Pagenaud, is set to compete virtually in the inaugural IndyCar iRacing Challenge on Saturday, beginning at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. The entry list represents 15 different teams or organizations currently competing in the NTT IndyCar series. Field of drivers, blah, 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 news car, Will Power, Pagano, Team Penske, Sebastian Bourdais, Tony Kanaan, Alexander Rossi, Hinchcliffe from Andretti, Graham Rahal of Rahal, Colton Herta of Andretti, Felix Rosenquist of Chip Ganassi, Santino Ferrucci, Santino Ferrucci of Dale Coyne Racing with Vassar Sullivan. I'm sorry, I'll never forgive that guy. I just won't. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to earn the hat. I'm just going to leave it at F. Ferrucci. He's really talented, by the way. Blackhead crabs. Yeah, you guys are talking about blackhead crabs. I had no idea what you were talking about. The starting lineup will be set through a 10-minute qualifying session. In the interest of fairness, iRacing will give all participants the same setup, i.e. post. Live interview post-race by Katie Hargett on IndyCar's Instagram immediately following the conclusion of the race. It's going to be drivers. Saturday's event is the first in 6 series held on Saturdays through May 2nd. The opening virtual race event will be followed by Barber Motorsports Park April 4th, Driver's Choice Track April 11th, random draw. We talked about that. So yeah, that's kind of a cool event going on. Here's another post of it. And is this where I had my other news? A bunch of people excited for the dirt. I thought I had one more thing here. Oh, the aero screen. Have you guys talked about the aero screen? Rant? You want my Ferrucci rant? Where is... that's coming later. I guess I have one more story. We're supposed to be talking about Jimmy Johnson, I think. Dirt, Stafford, dirt, aero screen. Let's talk aero screen. All right. Where's my Windows audio to you guys? Why aren't you hearing audio today? Watch your ears. Watch your ears, you guys. So what do you think of the new aero screen? You know, I gotta tell you, comparing it to the Halo, as we'll call it, in Formula One, that post is a lot less in my way than the Formula One Halo post, which is substantially larger. All right. If I loved you, I'd give you a Ferrucci rant. I've already done that rant. Yeah, like being, like trailing a car, Devin. Yeah. Well, at some point, won't they just make that all one giant video screen, even in real life, and then have it a solid roof so that it almost couldn't collapse? Is that the new lighting at Texas that we were seeing also? Oh, yeah, they had added... That's right, I saw a post about them adding lights to Texas. You tried in VR. Ah, Bucho. Good, good. Bucho, have you played Alex? All right, Assetto Corsa. They are promoting, once again, they're retweeting this 14 hours ago, their charity challenge and the entry list announcement. Johnny Adam, Martin Plowman, Sam Neary, Michael O'Brien, Michael Benyahia are flying for the flag for the British GT in the SRO Esport charity event at Monza this Sunday. If you click that link, it'll take you to this. I think there's more on that as well. No. So we go here, and then they have more details on what's going on. So again, more and more and more. Here are the times. Sunday, March 29th. Here's the timetable, 13:30 CET. And you can watch this at the GT World on YouTube, the SRO Series Facebook pages, or the SRO Motorsport Twitch channels. And again, you're going to have a lot, including, check this out, the list of top sim racers in it. So you're going to have GT World Challenge drivers, Miguel Molina, David Juncadella, Dennis Lin, Christian Angelhart, Andy Socek, David Perel, compete against American counterparts such as Colin Braun, Mason Philippi, and Martin Plowman. And then, anyway, in addition to that, F1 Esport Series, David Toniza. He'll be joined by his fellow FDA Hublock Esport team driver, Amos Laredo and Enzo Benito, who will be driving in the Ferraris. Josh Martin, Camille Polowski, and FAA Motorsport Games gold medalist Cody Nikola Letkowski are among others representing the sim community. So again, this is a bunch of names we know. I really so based on Shaun's rants, which maybe sometimes aren't justified. Keep in mind, I am an entertainer. Sometimes I'm going to take a rant a little further than I might under normal circumstances in the name of fun, but charity challenge, pro-am, pro versus Joe. I don't know, but I like this. This is what they should be doing across the board, in my opinion. It's not a perfect world. We can't all have what we want. Just like I was saying, I had to pick the cup cars. I probably pissed some people off doing that. They had to make some decisions, and I'm sure they pissed some people off doing that. You can never win. You can never get it 100% right. You can never please everyone. So there is another event going on that could be kind of cool as well. It's time for the third We Are the Race All-Star Esport Battle. Set your best times at Botnia Ring Circuit for a seat in the event this weekend. Hot lap competitions open at 1100 CET and can be found here. I'm at R Factor 2. We're talking R Factor 2. What are we talking about? Can't wait for this. The race. And you thought you had to watch old YouTube videos to see these guys race again? The race, All-Star Esport Battle, Legends Trophy. Watch on Saturday, blah, blah. Here we go. Another post on it. Dressed for success. Emerson Fittipaldi is ready to take down the kids. We are the kids, I guess. Some of you are the kids. In the race All-Star Esport Battle. So anyway, that's something going on that you can watch with R Factor. So again, more and more awesome, lots of stuff going on over the weekend for all of you shut-ins, all you shut-ins who are stuck at home. I believe that's Hungary, right? Isn't Botnia Ring, isn't that in Hungary, I think? Dave Blair, all right. Dirt here. Are you ready to take on the real FIA World Rallycross drivers? The World Rallycross Esport Invitational is coming, and Steam players can qualify tomorrow. So here is the qualifier info. Here is the announcement. I think I already did the announcement. Here's the qualifying info. Here we go. Take on the FIA World Rallycross drivers. Qualifying March 28th with Dirt Rally 2.0. So, think you can take on real life? Again, this is setting the scene, setting the field for another pro versus Joe, pro-am competition where we're now allowing us, the sim racers, to beat up on the real life pros. If you really think about it, maybe this will only happen once. If all the pros go to last place, will they still be motivated to race? Ooh, that was like a rhyme right there, by the way. Let's see. Before we go any further, make sure you read the official announcement here. Yeah, well, there's so many things going on, so many opportunities out there, and these, honestly, I'm not good enough to earn my way into this particular event. But start Saturday, one day only. Head to my team, select events, find the FIA World Rallycross Championship event, set your best total time over 6 laps, and the top qualifiers will take on the real world drivers in April. That is super awesome. Super duper awesome. Anyway, you can find more about that at the Dirt Rally Twitter page. Here is the actual announcement one. Nope, that's the same one. That's the same one we just looked at. Let's try this. Is it just a 2-for-1? I think it's a 2-for. All right, well, we covered that well enough. There we go again. More. There you go. Monster Energy, big sponsors, big names, lots of fun, good opportunity for sim racers. And if we applauded Assetto Corsa Competizione for embracing us and pairing them with the real life counterparts, then we're going to do the same for Dirt Rally 2.0. Good for them. Good for them. I hope it's entertaining. Operation Sports talking about it as well. Race pros, fans. Dirt Rally 2.0 fans. I don't know if... you make it a hot lap. We're not talking fans. Now we're talking hardcore sim racing elite. So I think they're telling these guys, hey, it's just fans of the game. We're just holding a little competition online. It's cool. Good luck, pros. The downside of my argument, by the way, right there. My big rant and outrage of the esport thing on Monday, and it really comes down to this. For the most part, I mean, to be honest with you, I watched it firsthand. Felix Rosenqvist can hang with anybody. Lando Norris, Max Verstappen can hang with everybody. Denny Hamlin sure looks like on the oval side he can hang with anybody. There are some pros who can sim race with the best of them. But for the most part, they're going to get their asses handed to them. You think of Visa Vegas, outside of Felix Rosenqvist, all of the other Formula E drivers were in positions 11 through 20. I'm just saying. F1 Esport races, I'm open. I'll drop everything and donate lots of my time to preparing to do very well if I had such an opportunity. If given 24-hour notice, I might embarrass myself depending on what it is and who I'm against. But, yeah. Formula One game. So, here's the new tempo. Excuse me. Throw the best you've got at me at F1. Reply with your Steam ID to win. So this is a drawing, kind of. Reply to this post with your Steam ID to enter the hashtag Challenge Lando live on Sunday at 8 p.m. GMT on LandoL4NDO.com/Twitch. Shaun versus Lando. Race again. So all you have to do is send in your Steam ID as a reply. You will be entered. I don't know when and how they're picking a winner and how, but that is going to be it. And here is him throwing down the gauntlet, I suppose.
This weekend, things are getting serious. If you think you're quicker than me on F1 2019, well, this Sunday is your opportunity to find out. All you have to do is post your Steam username and get spammed by everyone in the comments below. and that could be your opportunity to go up against me, drive with me on F1 2019. The opportunity to maybe try and beat me. Probably unlikely, but still possible. So all you have to do is post your comments below of your username, and maybe see you soon.
There you go. Shots fired. Can you do it? Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
This weekend things are getting serious. If you think you're quicker than me on
Laser cutter. All right. Let's look at that. The race All-Star Esport Battle Round 3 qualifier into the third event. Look at the names. Yuri Kasdorp, number 1 qualifier. Number 2, our good friend, our buddy Mitchie Hoyer, looking good, sitting number 2. Dennis Jordan finishing in 3rd. Nikodem Wisniewski and Alex Seibel rounding out the top 5. Oh, look at some Brzezinski, Greco, Burljak. I can never say his name because no one's ever corrected me, by the way. Yeah, some big names. That's awesome. Congratulations, Mitchie. And all right, so go beat up on Lando Norris. Yeah, Devin, I'm back to it. Thank you. Grid, they're asking you if you're looking for another fun. All you shut-ins need entertainment. Grab that copy of Grid. Is it already getting dust, Grid? I don't know. It's that time of week again. Free Play Friday. Let's see how you get on. Take the Dummin Type 37, looks like a NASCAR truck to me, at Brands Hatch Indy Circuit and beat a 45.663 if you can. Yesterday's Sound of Grid, the Aston Martin. Sorry, that's sort of an inside joke at this point, which isn't good for our show. Here we go. Just watch this. Watch and listen.
We ended up winning the second Pro League preseason race around Mid-Ohio. I am just so happy. We did it with the NASCAR shirt. Let's go. That's so awesome. All right. I got to say quite a few things. So I got to say thank you to everyone from Motorsport Games and NASCAR Heat for putting on these incredible events. And it's just the hard work they've been putting in is just incredible. I got to thank them for everything. I got to thank the production crew, Hannah Newhouse, Chris Wollner, and Joey Stone for providing great commentary. You guys do a fantastic job. Keep it up. All the fans
No, Aston.
You guys, it means a lot to have all the support from every single one.
Anyway, what you're listening to is Daniel Budafuco, who I believe is a back-to-back winner at this point. Isn't that what I read up here further up somewhere? I don't know where I left it. I don't know. But that was the guy who won the heat competition that we were talking about. Oh, yeah, two for two. Winning NASCAR Heat preseason race at Mid-Ohio. He won the previous one. There you go. I like it. Let's see here. What else? How's our time looking? 33 minutes. We are 27 minutes away from Friday Night Fun, Simpit Community Racing. We're going to be running the NASCAR, the big boy Cup cars, the new Cup cars, the Camaro versus the Mustang versus the Camry at Chicagoland. That's going to be tonight at 6 o'clock. If you'd like to join us on the racing, go to iRacing. Go to the hosted section. Look for my name as the host. Look for Simpit in the name. And the password is Simpit2020. He's a NASCAR Heat 4 champion, Tom Jones. Gran Turismo. Oh, they're showing off some of the racing that went on in their Nations Cup. So here's obviously streaming from home. F4H Super GT. Oh, you guys can't see him when I go full screen. Alright. That wasn't very exciting, was it? There's the same thing. F4H Super GT. You know, I was thinking I don't know what to do about streaming, because I have learned there's two versions of me streaming my race. There is Oh, and then they did this as well. So this was just posted yesterday. Never in doubt. Matt Simmons, the Aussie driver, booked his spot in the FIA Nations Cup. TGT wheel. Hey, Hurricane Moon, how you doing?
Matt Simmons, Matt's going to have an absolutely awesome defensive drive to keep this place for the last part of the lap.
Down in towards the drop we go through into the right-hander, and Simmons soaking up the pressure of Benjamin Varda. A reminder that the top 6 drivers will make it through. The driver who wins this race will qualify on pole position for the grand final as well. It will be Jonathan Wong. If Cody Lukovsky finishes in second, he'll start at the head of the second row. But Matt Simmons fighting for his place in the grand final.
There you go, Tom. So as I was saying, I have 2 versions of streaming. I have the version where I pay attention to chat and I'm very vocal with the guys in the room and with the audience, and I make a fair amount of mistakes and I finish in 5th through 15th place, if at all. Then there's the other version where I don't do anything but sit there and deep breathe and grunt and snort, and I am nearly silent. And I tend to drive much better. Dave Blair. Dave, it's funny you asked that question. I've given that thought as well. Yeah. So instead of doing a picture-in-picture where you focus on me, where it's all about me, we could totally, like during the patron race, I use my dual camera and I control the main camera, but I leave the other one on the leader. In this case, maybe most exciting is the way to go. And then you might even hear who's talking if it corresponds. I could give that a try tonight. We could test it. You guys, what do you think of Dave Blair's idea? Anybody's watched my picture-in-picture? Now, tonight I'm not doing a picture-in-picture. Tonight we're on Twitch only. But tomorrow and Sunday will both be picture-in-picture. Tomorrow as a spectator, though, because I'm broadcasting you guys racing the patron race. WRC official game. Gravel roads of Rally Chile await you in next week for the Esport WRC. Kind of following suit with what they did last year. Mixed results. The in-car camera, you're getting that as the main camera. We're talking about the picture-in-picture camera. The second camera, the little one. Rseat Studios, Automobilista 1 is now on sale for 75% off of Steam. So if you want to see why people are so optimistic for Automobilista 2, you can find out how for 75% off on Steam right now. Again, shut-ins, looking for entertainment for you shut-ins. Live for Speed. Who would have thought right now of all times that they'd have a pulse, a sign of life. Live for Speed 9 hours ago posting this. March progress report. LFS and 3D 11. DirectX 11, is that what it is? So Scowen posted some images talking about D3, D11 style. And you can get this. So people they're showing off South City here. Yes, Cranky. AMS 1, yes, it does. It's basically very similar to doing R Factor 1 on it. And then for AMS 2, it's very much like doing Project Cars. So, yes, it works. For AMS 2, I just use generic profile. So when you don't load a SimXperience profile, it defaults to operating kind of like a Logitech or a Thrustmaster or any other common wheel. Anyway, so some new shading and new updates coming to Live for Speed. That's awesome. Road to Indy. So look at this big event coming up with Ricmotech involved. And everybody, I'm just going to scroll up. I'll read this one and then we'll scroll up to show you how many people are reposting this one. This is a big deal. Road to Indy. Racing is back. Drivers racing for a cause to help COVID-19 relief efforts. Sponsored by Apex Racing, Something Lives, Mav TV, iRacing, Extreme Motorsports, and Ricmotech, the E-Series. Starting tomorrow, March 28th, Road to Indy announces iRacing Series. Very short notice. That's at USF 2000. That's at Racer. That's at Indy Pro 2000. That's at Team Cooper Tire. That's at Indy Lights. That's at D-Force Racing. That's at Indy Pro 2000. Jared DePau, I'm assuming he's a driver. Here's another one. Ricmotech actually posting it. Ricmotech E-Series Road to Indy presented by Cooper Tires. And that is where to watch. Apex Racing TV, whatever this live is, Mav TV, and so on. Again, it's going to be a really busy weekend out there. Lots of sim racing entertainment. IndyCar veterans wary of esport experts in Watkins Glen race. Some of the more experienced drivers in the NTT IndyCar series admit they're uncertain of their prospects in tomorrow's IndyCar iRacing Challenge as they face the younger generation of rivals who have used game sims for several years. It's going to be a 45-lap race. That's one we talked about earlier. And that's exactly what we speculated could be the problem. Here it is. Jimmy Johnson joins IndyCar Esport race lineup. So Jimmy Johnson, I've heard a lot of rumors that Jimmy Johnson's going to convert to IndyCar, like, very soon. Yeah, I wonder what they're doing to them, Aroods. Jimmy Johnson. So that's cool. That's cool. Go, Jimmy. Podcast. The rise of esport during motorsport and forced break. With the break in Formula One and other motorsports, many categories are filling the gap with their own esports. This is motorsport.com talking about. I also noticed this. Motorsport.com created their esports section, let's say a year ago, maybe a little less than that. But they usually post like 1 or 2 stories a month. You know, they came out of the gate strong, and then it came 1 or 2 stories a month. And now I noticed they had like 6 stories just today. If Jimmy, you'd mail him some razors. Anyway, yeah, there was a podcast. If I don't have their Prime, so I can't read more about it, but this was one of the big discussions on their big podcast, Real Life Racing. GT champion Vanderlinde wins both redline races at Watkins Glen. Kevin Vanderlinde won the race. Max Verstappen was in it as well, and there's your winner there. Lando Norris, we already talked about Lando, the Lando Challenge, right? Race against Lando, just put your Steam ID in reply to his thing, and you can go take on Lando. British Cycling and the U.S. Cycling launch race and group ride events. So if you're looking for some ways to stay fit, you're going to have some mass rides coming up in the world of Zwift. I think I'm getting closer and closer to needing to buy a Zwift. Except I think cycling is one of the few things they tell you you're still allowed to go do outside. You just can't do it in a group. Looking at some side chat going on over there. Let me get my video, make sure all is well, and our labels. I want to thank our latest subscribers, Fernando Gonzalez, Andy Conefall, and Af Mark. Thank you for subscribing. And all you people watching on YouTube, be sure to check us out on Twitch. Simpit Live on Twitch, because we are going to be airing tonight's Friday Night Fun Community Racing over there, but not on YouTube. This will be just for fun, so it'll be over there on Twitch only. Michael Thompson, welcome to the show. All right, one of my most anticipated games, Snow Runner video. Explore, gear up, achieve. So we have another teaser video.
Welcome to the next-gen off-road experience. In Snow Runner, you and your friends will be taking a journey across wild and uncharted territory. Join us as we explore Snow Runner's open worlds, missions, garage, customization, and progression mechanics. The SnowRunner world is massive, spanning multiple maps and 3 different regions across America and Russia. There are over 30 square kilometers of hostile lands to
I
chart,
so want this.
more than
I
3
can't
times
wait. I
larger
cannot
than previous
wait.
games in the franchise history. Each map is filled to the brim with a variety of contracts, activities, and hidden
They've all been
secrets to
good,
discover.
but for some reason, this one looks like they just had
Sandbox-focused
polished
missions
it to a
are designed
different
to give
level
you
of
total
completion
freedom
than
in
previous
choosing how to
versions, I
complete
think.
in the order that you want. Contracts could include delivering heavy materials to a construction site,
I'm here.
reaching the peak of a treacherous mountaintop. There are no waypoints to follow and no preset paths to take, so the method and the execution are completely up to you. You will have to pick the most adapted vehicles and gear up if you want to succeed in your missions.
Yeah.
The truck store has a huge
Just
number of vehicles available.
crawling through the
Nimble
deep
scout
mud.
vehicles that
Oh.
can reach any destination, to heavy 10-wheelers that can carry any load. Choose
I
wisely.
believe this had
Build up
VR,
your own
didn't it?
fleet.
I think the Mud Runner has VR, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't it? Or no, we were using a thumbstick to look around. I don't know if it has VR. I don't know. Somebody out there, I'm sure they do. No. All right. The Crew 2 releases another free content drop in patch 1.6.0. Details and patch notes here. I didn't know that was going on. Operation Motorsport talking about it. Enzo Ferrari Hypercar, Lamborghini Diablo GT Street Race, and Proto Alpha Mark X Alpha Grand Prix. Not to date. Oh, okay. Too bad. It would really be good in VR. Vaklav, you like it? Just having some fun. What else? All right, we're coming. So see, did you guys notice? Did you notice that we didn't have any ads today? Wednesday was our ad-free transition finally. And this one here came to bite me in the ass. I don't know how to undo it. I'll figure that out later, but this is a story that we've actually been talking about all day. All the various different esport events, the Formula One, MotoGP, Indycar, NASCAR, GT World Challenge, IMSA, Supercars WTCR, World Rallycross has been added to the list. The list goes on and grows every day as we sim racers are taking over the world. Thank you very much. Yes. Cranky, that's a great question. That is a really good question. Or if they're going to be the first ones to clown it and say, that's not real. That's not how you really do that. I don't know. I'd love to hear from them in particular. Just like, we want feedback from real life racers about our sims, right? And we want them to tell us it's great and accurate because it makes us feel good about it. It'd be great to hear the same thing for that SnowRunner game. Mike MTB, it could just be bandwidth. YouTube has said they're gonna throttle everyone down for the entire month because of the extra amount of traffic. So yeah. All right, let's check out some rigs. Here we go. Asian Tony S. It's finally here. It took me around 8 hours to build just that. I feel like a snail. It's not done yet. Waiting for his direct drive and pedals. So there's his profile rig. I think that's just his, that looks like, yeah, it looks like is that a SimLab with the Sparko seat? Layout is very SimLab-esque, but he's not got some of the hardware that I know on that. Is that right, Tom Jones? That's funny. What else? We got this one being posted by Sue Pepperoni. And he didn't say much about it. Somebody commented, nicely done, simple and to the point. You can get pretty far with a few 2x4s. And he's using one of those buggy chairs. Remember I was telling you, we looked it up. It was like $25 or $35 for one of these plastic. If you want the cheapest DIY chair you can possibly do, that is exactly what it looks like. They work, but you can see he had to add some padding, it looks like. There is his 2x4, pretty laydown style. I'd probably add some more support, maybe. I don't know. That looks pretty cool. Nicely done. And then here we got another one by Vapod Gaming. He obviously likes pink lighting. RGB. Nice Fanatic setup. He's got displays. He's got multiple button boxes, even rev lights on his button box. This almost looks like a DIY almost. No, that looks pretty custom. That's a nice looking box right there. What's this? What's that part? Right there. What's this little display? Ooh, I'm jealous. He's got another monitor up there. This guy is dialed in his P1-esque chassis 8020 rig. Yeah, that is very expensive setup, isn't it? All right. And that takes us to, let's see here. Let's cover this and then we'll get to me. Remember Elvis Rankin last week? He did the Are You Faster Than a 12-Year-Old? It was a 12-hour event. I think this one, yeah, it's 2 hours. They've taken it down a notch. Are You Faster Than a 12-Year-Old Hot Lap Challenge. He's going to do this tomorrow. Anybody can be in on it. He'll be streaming from his channel Saturday, March 28th from 7 to 9 p.m. I don't know what the combination. We'll see if we can figure that out. Are you faster than a 12-year-old Hot Lap Challenge? Are you faster than Elvis Rankin? That is the big question. And last time I tried, I was not faster. This time, pick your favorite rally car, Subaru WRX, Ford Fiesta, or Volkswagen Beetle, and you can find out. So yeah, it's going to be a rally cross event, 7 to 9 Eastern time tomorrow, available to anyone and everyone out there. If I have time, I'll make it. I'm not sure tomorrow what I'm doing at that point. We'll see. Short notice, but it's always nice to have events. All right, we're getting down to crunch time. So here is the top. You guys can see the top of the Win Sim. There is the contest video on Simpit. If you do a search for Simpit on YouTube, contest, you could win yourself a free Win Sim. The end of the month is the end of the entries. So if you want to win this complete 400 CFM of air conditioning practically, it is available to be won by any of you out there. We're going to give one away to our patron group. We're going to give one away to the general public out there. All you have to do is in the description of that contest video, it will take you to a Gleam page, and you will find out there are only 278 entries. You could have a 1 in 278 chance of winning that Win Sim. So take advantage of that. Please enter that contest. In addition, in 8 minutes, the room will launch. It is going to be the Simpit Community Racing Simpit Friday Night Fun. We are going to be running the Cup cars. That is the Camaro versus the Mustang versus the Camry at Chicagoland. The password will be Simpit 2020. Room will open in 7 minutes. And practice will be 50 minutes long with a little bit of qualifying and then a 65-lap race. So please join us for that. Should be a lot of fun. I will be streaming it over there on Twitch. Not going to be here on YouTube for that one, so you're going to have to tune in over on Twitch. Also, tomorrow is the race. Tomorrow is the Simpit Patron Race. This trophy is up for grabs. Not only this trophy that's going to be sent to the winner, but I'm making a duplicate that I keep here at the studio to remember the winners of all of our Simpit patron races. That's going to be tomorrow at 10 a.m. If you're a patron team member, you should be there in the race. We're going to be running the Cadillac at Pocono. And if you are not a patron, you should be on Simpit at YouTube or Twitch, where I will be broadcasting my good friends in the race. I get to call the action. They get to do the racing. That should be pretty cool. And then lastly, Sunday morning at 10 a.m., we will have the Simpit GT1 Championship. This is the new season of the Simpit Road Racing Series. That kicks off this Sunday, 10 a.m. practice, 11 a.m. qualifying. We're at Road America. We've had some slight rule changes for fuel and penalty system, but should be very, very cool. Yeah, it's got a really cool, I really, this is my favorite trophy yet. It's got the track. You can see the track, the layout we're running in orange, plus the overall track in silver. And yeah, and the Cadillac logo, I really like it. Probably a totally illegal trophy, by the way. You get in trouble. Let's see if we have any new members. Anybody else trying to join our series? Manage league requests. We have James Dalling, you're in. You're in for the series. Awesome. We have a big group. It should be a lot of fun that Sunday morning. But that is going to do it for this show. We got it done in 55 minutes. That's going to give me 5 minutes to shut everything down, restart everything and get a stream going on Twitch in preparation of Friday Night Fun. Come join us. It's going to be fun, you guys. It is going to be fun racing. Come over and join us in that NASCAR, the Cup Cars at Chicagoland. It should be a lot of fun. Thanks for being here. Happy Friday. Keep your spirits high. Get out there and do some racing. And remember, your online community is always safely here for you. And don't be too shut in. Get out there, do some racing, talk to your friends, and have a great weekend. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.